Good morning. Well, actually afternoon. So my name's Richard Lannen, rhymes with Cannon, and today we spent the morning at home because Molly wasn't feeling 100%, but she seems okay, so now I've dropped her off at nursery. So I haven't got a lot done this morning. I haven't been in the tea room, I haven't done anything towards that apart from a little bit of background work. So something logo related is in progress, which is a bit of a relief from me. I've just popped into the supermarket. I need to go home now, eat. I haven't eaten today yet. Then I need to make some phone calls. So I had a phone call this morning. I was talking to a guy, and that's starting something relating to a machine that we may need. The process of that is now starting, which we wanted to be ahead of the game. With Christmas and things like that, we were just trying to think ahead to make sure that we're not waiting into the new year, which ideally will be open by then. So I'm just trying to think ahead on that case. There's other things that I'm not thinking ahead on. So I'm going home now. Then I'll be heading over to the tea room because I need to get a key cut. We need to carry on at the tea room. I'm meeting a few other people there, and also pick up Molly. All right, so I haven't got long, so and this won't be as cute as yesterday's version, but welcome to the vlog. Oh yeah, one quick stop, I forgot about this, just to get some bulbs. All become clear later if they work. Right, so I'm home, I've eaten. This place is an absolute tip. Imagine having stuff stored for a tea room for, I don't know how long now, quite a while. Plus, Sophie's always had baking stuff around the house, so all that is due to move, so it's all got to come out. It's all going to the tea room at some point. So I'll show you the house in more detail at some point, but at the moment, literally barely get through some of the rooms. So it's all being sorted, which is just another additional thing to do amongst everything else. But I'm home, I've eaten. I'm just about to finish editing and just upload, and then I need to go straight over to the tea room and get a key cut. That's probably key cut first. Then I'll make my phone calls from there, I think, because I'll be there. So, see you in a bit. Right, so I'm now in town, and the first thing I'm going to do is get a key cut, as there will be a few people going in and out that need a key, and it means that we don't need to be there to let them in. So that's the first job. Hello,
Hello
sir.
there, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good, you?
Yeah, not bad.
Another one of those, please.
Another one? Yeah. Do you want to wait?
Yeah, if you don't mind. One of the things about using a local business, it's really good because it helps the local economy, but technically what I've been doing here is I use the closest shop to me because time is money, and if I have to travel to the other side of town or another town to get something, it just starts costing. So I try to find that balance, but we do like to use local. But Stokes & Sons have been there for years, and the double glazing company that I work for use them as well, so they're well known, they're always around. But it's great to have shops like that because you can just nip in, grab what you need. I mean, you cut a key there, less than 5 minutes. You can't do that on the internet. Right, I'm in the tea room. Now, look at this. I won't touch it too much. Nicely oiled, sealed. Has to be sealed. You cannot have bare wood in a restaurant or food related shop, as I learnt the other day. So I've just popped in. I will need to go and get Molly soon, but I am waiting for... Nope, change of plan. I need to go and get Molly now. So it turns out I got the wrong bulbs. So they're worth a try though. So I've got to take them back tomorrow now and find where I can order some proper ones. But there is a spare that Sophie found. They do all seem to be working, which is good news, so just setting that up. So why did we decide to set up as a limited company? When you start a business, you have options. You can either set up a sole trader, a partnership, or a limited company. Now, it depends entirely what your business is. For example, if you're likely to have overheads and you're at risk from the public, you may want to limit your liability. Whereas a sole trader, I mean, if you're just making something, you've got no overheads, you're not borrowing money to do anything drastic, you're not putting anything on the line, you're not likely to get sued because you sent someone the wrong keyring or something like that, then you should be okay as a sole trader. There's many different pros and cons to each, and I'm not claiming to be an expert here, it's just what we did. So the reason why we decided to go for a limited company is because, one, it limits our liability, or Sophie's liability, it limits our liability in that we haven't got massive overheads anyway, but it does mean our house is not on the line. The downside of setting up as a limited company is basically there's a little bit more cost and more information that's required. So if you're a sole trader, you have to keep accounts and you'll register as self-employed with HMRC, and that's basically you do your tax return every year. Now, you can use an accountant if you want. You can actually do that yourself online if you've got the knowledge. Now, when it comes to a limited company, you have to put a little bit more time, effort, and ideally you need an accountant. So that's exactly what we were done. We're not messing around with trying to do anything in terms of learning how to do it. We want to do everything properly, as you should with a business, and that's why our accountant has been involved from the start. And the bookkeeping, we're looking at software options, and I'll be doing that, so behind the scenes. But basically, it was just feeding Michelle, who will then deal with all the account and everything else. And every year, she'll send back everything that we need to do, pay the taxes, and we'll keep everything nice and legal and where it should be. Now, when you're running a company, staff are very important. We will need more than Sophie to run this place, and we've already got a couple of staff members that are going to be working here. Now, in their interest, we've set up as a company because it allows us to do everything properly. Staff will be employed properly, everything will be there. If they want to be in the pension and things like that, they can. That's basically what we're doing with the accountants to make sure that everything's above board. Even if you're part-time, you'll be taken on properly. You'll have everything from your staff handbook will be given. Of course, when you do take staff on, you need to have employee contracts. We're doing everything by the book just to make sure there's absolutely no issues in the future. So, the aim of a business is to grow, and when some companies they grow and they didn't start off on the right foot, and then they get into an absolute mess. Now, technically, you do not need to use an accountant to send in your tax returns every year, but we are not messing around with that. We want it absolutely correct. We don't want any mistakes. We want it all by the book. And ultimately, the time it would take us to try and get our head around what we need to do in terms of filing returns every year, it's just not worth it. Sophie is better off here doing what she does best. I'm better doing what I do best. Not sure what that is. And our accountant is the expert, and she knows exactly what she's doing. She's been doing it a long time. So you can save some money. Obviously, if you want to do it yourself and you're thinking, I can't afford to do that, it happens every year. But if you set up on the right foot, talk to an accountant first is my advice, because even if they're not going to help you long term, they'll tell you exactly what to do just to set you up so you know exactly what to do with bookkeeping. And this goes the same for self-employed. You need to keep a record of what you spend, but also going to see an accountant will actually help you explain your options and tell you what you can claim for, what you cannot claim for. So it is worth it. There is a cost, but don't see it as all bad. There is advice and information that you can get from that visit, so do it. Now, this is just a little tip for anyone out there who's sort of in between, not sure where to go. You've got a bit of a business and you're earning money. Now, legally, you are allowed to earn £1,000 a year and not tell anyone. So if you've got a little business on the side that you've started, you're selling on Etsy or eBay, and anything below £1,000, you don't need to tell anyone. Once you go over that, you then need to start the required tax, shall we say. So you need to inform HMRC, and basically you're registering as self-employed or a second job or whatever that comes under. So, but at the same time, don't get carried away. That's the same person that told me that information also said one thing you should never do in business is never miss a payment to the taxman. You've been warned. Hence why we have an accountant. Right, I think I've talked enough now about companies. That is just a little bit of advice. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm literally, the whole point of these videos are basically to say, I'm talking to experts, I'm passing on the advice that they've given me, and I'm basically telling you what we did. What we do may not be right for you, so don't copy this blindly, and just, as I said, talk it through with experts, but this is what we are doing, and that is why. Now, just to give you a quick update, Sophie was actually painting yesterday. She did do something, and so she managed to get most of that door, all down here, and the toilet doors are starting. So, and all this, and cut in as well. So, just a bit there to finish. The skirting has been filled. And you can tell my dad's been here because it's taped down. Things that are left and I'll be cracking on with tomorrow. This carpet needs to come up. I don't think that will come up tomorrow, but this, we do need to make a start on the toilets, and I believe this one is being refurbed first. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, click the bell if you want to be notified as soon as I upload a video, and otherwise, until next time.